on the NewsChannel 5 network. This is Open Line.
Hey, welcome everybody. It is a Thursday night. I'm Rory Johnston, and we are on NewsChannel 5 Plus here on Open Line in the chair for Ben Hall tonight. And great to be here. We're so glad you have tuned in as well. We have a great discussion ahead this next hour on Open Line. If you've been watching NewsChannel 5, you know this past month our NewsChannel 5 Investigates team, including our chief investigative reporter Phil Williams, along with Ben Hall and Jennifer Krause, they have been doing a series that they've been working on for many months called Broken. To look at our juvenile justice system here in Nashville. So tonight we're going to be talking about one topic in that broad sphere, and that is reducing youth crime. And we're pleased to welcome Bishop Marcus Campbell, along with Jos'Ua Hawkins and Rayvon Collins. Gentlemen, thank you for being here. And I use the word gentleman because Bishop Campbell, who's with Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church, that's correct, sir? That's correct. Is also the head of, a group called Gentlemen and Not Gangsters. Tell us a little bit about that group.
That's a juvenile mentoring program that we have. We're tied with juvenile court and the grip court that they have there. They refer kids to our program in order for them to be considered to get off of probation. We are a 12-week program that has what we call a C curriculum, where we try to change their mind and change their grind, is what we say. We also take them to places to expose them to some things that they've never seen, show them that things that they think are not attainable are attainable.
Mm-hmm. How did this all start?
The gang started probably about 10 years ago, based upon my lifestyle, being an ex-gang member myself, troubled childhood, lack of a father in my life, and I was trying to figure out how could I be able to be a positive impact to the juveniles that are in the city of Nashville. And so gang came to mind, and I love acronyms, so I said Gentlemen and Not Gangsters, and
that works well.
And a couple of other guys that are ex-gang members, we started out doing that.
Let's go back and talk about, you grew up here in Nashville?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No father?
No father.
No father in the house?
No.
Just mom, or was it grandparents, or who helped raise you?
Grandparents.
Grandparents helped her. Where was mom?
Mom was there, abusive relationship, trying to get out of it. When she did, she came and stayed with me and my granny. Mm-hmm. Just really hurt that my father wasn't in my life. Sure. And then also watching him beat my mom like that really done something to me mentally.
I know, working with the Family Center and many other nonprofits, that they have something they call an ACE, which is an Adverse Childhood Experience. Yes. ACEs, which so many kids, there's one of them right there, witnessing abusive relationships with parents not being home, etc. But overall, you did well. You got into sports and you got a scholarship to Austin Peay, right? Football?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so what happened after that?
Played two parts of my life. During the day, I was a pretty decent student, but at night, I was getting involved in a lot of criminal activity, of robbing and doing a lot of other things. So me going to college was a great thing, but still, I never was able to fill that void of being angry about my father. So got in trouble in college, didn't go to class, and they wound up putting me out of college. Yeah.
The involvement with the criminal activity, was that peer pressure? Was that you just looking for a family unit? What drew you to those people and into that lifestyle?
Looking for a family unit, and also just anger. Had a lot of inside built-up anger. Yeah. Didn't know if I could trust anybody to talk to them. Didn't know if they would really understand what I was going through. So I released my anger in a negative way, I could say, and it just led me to a bad path in life.
So that leads to 1993. You got pulled over. Metro Police pulled you over. Drugs in the car.
Yes. And
off you went to prison.
Yes.
How long were you in prison?
I did 2 years in there. Okay. And then I was on 3 years probation.
Okay. So when was that aha light bulb moment for you?
In 1997, I died of a drug overdose at a party with some friends. Well, I thought they was my friends anyway. And got up to use the restroom, and I had a seizure. I died on the way to Baptist Hospital.
So you flatlined?
Yeah, I flatlined.
Your heart stopped?
Yes, sir. And once they got me to the hospital, it flatlined again. And that was like my awakening moment, and also the change in my life.
Okay, so what steps did you take after that?
Separate myself from the folks that I was hanging around. Yeah. It was really hard, but once I started preaching, a lot of people thought I had either lost my mind or I was running a car and on the church, so they didn't bother me too much. So it was kind of easy once I got into dealing with my faith.
And was there a specific program? Was there a person who helped guide you? Because that can be a tough transition. I mean, obviously you had this experience where you obviously could not be with us anymore. So that's a big wake-up call.
Yes.
But what was it that really convinced you? Was there a person, was there a program, a specific church?
Yes, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she loved me when I didn't love myself. She loved me no matter what I had done in life, and if it wasn't for her praying for me, if it wasn't for her going out in the streets at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, stopping by the drug houses and stuff, looking for me, asking for me.
She did that?
Yes, sir, she did. And if it wasn't for her being consistent about me changing and that she's believing in me, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today.
She never gave up on you?
No, sir, she didn't.
737+ is the phone number to call. We would love to hear from you as we just talk about one facet of this issue that really, if you think it doesn't affect you, you live off in a nice quiet neighborhood somewhere, it affects all of us. Youth crime, just tonight on News Channel 5, and it's become a nightly story that we read, and it's kind of sad. 2 teenagers, I think 14 and 15, caught with a stolen car, and I think an AK-47 or some type of assault rifle inside the car, and now they go into the system. Tell me about, I don't know if you've seen some of the pieces that our News Channel 5 Investigates team has done on the system. These kids go at a young age. I mean,
yes.
11 and 12 now we're talking about. Tell me about how that concerns you.
It concerns me a lot, but I see a lot of myself. I know at the age of 12, a block over from where my grandmother and I live, I was selling heroin in a heroin house to adults. So I kind of understand what they're involved in as far as different elements that bring them to that point of situation. I kind of understand, but I'm not in their situation, but I've been there.
Yeah.
And so when I see it, it really hurts, because I wish they would take a better path in life so they wouldn't have to see and experience and go through the things that I did, because all of that still today mentally has affected me, of having to experience being locked up, being around some hardcore criminals, being on drugs, dying, like I done. Mm-hmm. So it really hurts to just see our kids wasting away like that.
You mentioned dealing with the anger, that you were angry, but was it also the lure of money? Making some money? Some.
My anger is that I just didn't care. In my mindset, I wanted to die, but I didn't have the courage to kill myself. So I felt like if I would rob somebody and they knew who I was, they would come back and kill me and help me.
Really?
Clear my pain.
That
yes,
bad?
Sir. Yes, sir.
You felt like society just didn't care about you, had given up on you?
Yes, sir.
Remarkable. All right, again, 737+ is the phone number. We're going to talk more with Bishop Campbell about this group, Gentlemen and Not Gangsters, or GANG is the acronym. And we're also going to talk, I should point out that Rayvon and Jos'Ua are students of his, and we're going to talk more about this 12-week program. It is, right?
That's right.
How many at a time in the program?
Sometimes 15, sometimes 25.
Okay. And when it ends, what happens?
After they graduate, on graduation, they'll receive a certificate from us for completing our program. State House Representative Harold Love, he has a proclamation that is made from the House of Representatives congratulating them on completing the 12-week program. And when they finish, they go on to their second phase of their probation, which might be an art piece or a mental health piece, maybe counseling. And then a couple of months after that, if they stay clean, done what they're supposed to do, then they're off probation.
You mentioned the counseling aspect.
Yes.
Obviously, it's huge. You've gotten counseling over the years, I assume, and I tell people all the time, I've gone to see a counselor before for issues in my life, and there's a stigma, especially with men going to see a counselor or a therapist, that maybe that's a sign of weakness, and I tell people all the time, not at all. It's helped me tremendously, and I know other people who've gone to counseling and therapy, and it may take them a couple of different counselors to find the right person to kind of connect with, and I always say, well, keep trying. There's plenty of people out there, and then you'll find the person you can sit down with in a safe environment and have a conversation. And in the beginning, there may not be a lot of trust, but slowly but surely you're able to open up and really talk about issues, deep-seated issues, to go all the way back to your childhood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. 737 Plus. We're going to take our first break, and we're going to talk with these young men about their experiences as well. And we hope to hear from you right here on Open Line on a Thursday night. We'll be right back.